Hey everyone, finished watching the next episode of Beetleborgs and Metallix, Wolfie's Wild Ride. Wolfie finds one of the astral coins, and the other monsters are interested in it for some reason. The kids, meanwhile, stop Vylor from attacking some people. Vylor returns to the lair where the Mantrons tease him. The kids head to Zoom Comics, and they know what the bad guys are currently doing somehow.
That was Vylor trying to get back at the Mantrons. I'd hate to see what they're gonna do to get back at him.
Flabber calls the kids and tells them Wolfie wants to make a deal to return the coin. At the lair, Vylor asks Les Fortunes to power him up. The kids get to Hillhurst and somehow don't know what's going on, despite Flabber telling them earlier. So the logic is they don't know what's going on, so they do know what's going on. They're told what's going on, so they don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Fangula represents Wolfie. Wolfie will hand the coin over if the kids let him join in battle sometime. Drew turns him down for some reason. Back at the lair, Nukas brings to life Vylor's power-up, which doesn't really change his look that much. The Mantrons come in and once again make fun of him, so Vylor strikes back, calling them Womentrons. Vylor is sexist now. Wonderful. Nukas forces them to work together, and Vylor leads the Mantrons to Hillhurst. They break in, and Wolfie is about to leap into battle, but the kids tell him to hold back for some reason. Outside, Vylor sneaks in through the cellar. Little Ghoul tries to make him leave, but then apparently complies to lead him to the astral sword. She leads him through a maze of tunnels and ditches him. He finds and threatens her, and this time she leads him to where it really is. The bad guys leave. At the lair, Vylor and the Mantrons argue over who's really more useful. The kids prepare to retrieve the sword and now decide they're totally on board with Wolfie joining them. They get ambushed by the Mantrons and Wolfie runs away for some reason. He then looks at the astral coin and runs back. Alright. He gives it to Drew and then leaves again. Drew successfully brings to life Lightning Borg, who joins against the Mantrons and Vylor. He gives the Beetleborgs a new weapon that they use to take away Vylor's power-up. At Hillhurst, the monsters are all proud of Wolfie, thinking he joined in the battle, and the kids don't want to disappoint them and play along. Wolfie then pickpockets Fangula, revealing the Dragonborg coin. I'm so confused. Beetleborgs isn't super continuity heavy, and this episode is the best possible example of why it's best that way. Wolfie finds the Lightning Borg astral coin under a floorboard. Why and how is it there? Who knows? Why does he want it? Why does he want to battle alongside the Beetleborgs? Well, this one actually makes some sense. Way back in the first episode of Metallix, Wolfie randomly jumps in to help the kids fight Nukas. It's completely uninitiated, not foreshadowed, and never followed up on or commented on. I thought maybe this latest episode was the belated acknowledgement of that moment, but it's hampered by the kids not wanting Wolfie to join for some reason. They say he might get hurt. So far this season, the kids' concerns about the monster's well-being is pretty inconsistent. A couple episodes ago, when Mums was kidnapped by the bad guys, they voted not to go rescue him. Just because, they didn't like him. Now, Wolfie's not really any better or worse than Mums, but him we care about, whatever. When Wolfie is finally allowed to join the kids, not that it took a lot of convincing, they just suddenly changed their minds, he runs away almost immediately. There is so much weird here. This can't be considered a follow-up to the first episode, because Wolfie joined the fight on his own with no benefit to himself. It was a purely selfless act. It also doesn't work in this episode as a standalone moment, because he's willing to fight the Mantrons himself when they break into Hillhurst. So why does he run away? Why were the kids the ones with authority over Wolfie back during the break-in anyway? It's his house more than it is theirs. So yeah, that weirdness aside, let's get to the other weirdness. Vylor is suddenly a rival to the Mantrons. I don't get it. Vylor finally gets to do something, and it's just him being petty. At the beginning, he's even just causing a nuisance. His behavior here is far more fitting for the Magnivores than Nukas' crew. Harabelle is oddly absent. I think there should have been some explanation of where she is. This episode is part of a multi-part arc, so they could have easily had her leave in one episode and return in a later one. Finally, the Dragonborg coin. Why is it still at Hillhurst? Dragonborg teleported away. Did he turn back into a coin? Why? Speaking of, why don't the Astral Borgs stick around? Where else do they have to be? Do they have to conserve energy or something? The Mantrons don't have that kind of limitation. Okay, a couple episodes ago, they do have a quick little insert shot of Drew picking up the Dragonborg coin after the coin turns into Dragonborg. So, I don't know, I guess originally the idea was the coins turn into the Astral Borgs, but then they had to backtrack and be like, oh no, actually, the coins summon the Borgs, the coins are separate, and the Borgs don't carry them on their person because, at the very least, Lightning Borg does more than Fire Borg. Fire Borg wins the award for most useless Astral Borg so far. Lightning Borg was voiced by Richard Epcar, credited here as Richard George. He's done many voices for Power Rangers and VR Troopers and has extensive credits in anime dubbing. This episode is definitely one of the sloppier ones this season. There's funny stuff and some decent action scenes, but not enough to save the episode. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
Looks like you underestimated the power of Super Vylor, Stupix?